Eala stays positive after Australian Open 2026 exit. Manila, Philippines. Eala remained gracious in defeat despite the first-round exit in her main draw debut at the Australian Open 2026. Eala posted an Instagram story of her candid picture smiling, still thankful for the opportunities she's earned as a young professional tennis player. Tough loss today, but dropping this here as a reminder to be happy about living out your dreams even if it comes with bad days, wrote Eala. The Filipino tennis ace couldn't sustain her strong first-set win and absorbed a tough 6-0, 3-6, 2-6 loss to American Alicia Parks in the round on Monday at Melbourne Park. The 20-year-old Eala came out firing with an emphatic 6-0 opening set victory before losing steam. The Filipino fans, who got a warning from the umpire several times during the match, gave Eala some love before she exited the court, and the rising star took time to accommodate them. Eala, a 2020 Australian Open girls doubles champion, begins her doubles tournament campaign with Brazilian Ingrid Martins as they battle Magda Linette of Poland and Shuko Aoyama of Japan on Tuesday afternoon. Unbroken spirit, Eala's positive take after Australian Open 2026 exit. Eala's journey at the 2026 Australian Open didn't end with a deep run, a Grand Slam final or the fairytale finish many had dreamed of. Instead, it ended in a first-round defeat, not the end she envisioned, but one that revealed something perhaps even more powerful, a resilient heart and a mindset forged through adversity. For many, sporting success is measured by trophies, statistics, and victories. But sometimes, the truest measure lies in how an athlete responds when things don't go their way, how they transform disappointment into determination and loss into learning. For the 20-year-old Filipina star, her Australian Open exit was precisely that kind of defining moment. A stormy debut on the grand stage. Stepping onto the hard courts of Melbourne Park, Eala carried more than just a racket. She carried the hopes of an entire nation. Playing in the main draw of a Grand Slam for the first time, she drew a wave of adoring fans, particularly from the large Filipino community in Australia. On Court 6, where she battled American Alicia Parks, the atmosphere was electric and intense, loud with cheers and boundless support. She dominated the opening set in breathtaking fashion, blanking her opponent 6-0, a statement that showed her immense talent and fearlessness. Many in the crowd thought they were witnessing the beginning of a breakout run. But tennis, like life, rarely follows a straight line. Parks adapted, found her rhythm, and fought back to take the next two sets 6-3, 6-2. Eala's Australian Open journey came to an end in 3 sets. For a young player used to rising moments, this was a first real test of handling pressure on tennis's grandest stages. A heartfelt, reflective response. Instead of responding with anger or withdrawal, Eala responded with introspection and gratitude. After the loss, she took to social media and shared a message that resonated far beyond the scoreline. Tough loss today, but dropping this here as a reminder to be happy about living out your dreams, even if it comes with bad days. This wasn't just sportsmanship, it was authenticity. At her press conference, she acknowledged the overwhelming level of support from her fans, speaking honestly about how it felt to be in the center of such magnitude. She was grateful, truly, but also candid about how intense the experience was, especially when even her practice sessions were swarmed by fans. Through this vulnerability, she gave voice to something many young athletes feel but rarely express. Success doesn't always feel easy, exciting, or comfortable, and it doesn't always come wrapped in predictability. More than a match, a movement. Eala's presence in the draw wasn't just about her own tournament. She was the first Filipino woman ever to compete in the main draw of the Australian Open, and her appearance was monumental, not just for her career, but for Philippine tennis as a whole. The crowd's energy was loud, proud, and passionate. While for some athletes such an atmosphere might feel burdensome, Eala embraced it and even called it heartwarming, a testament to the connection she shares with her supporters. In doing so, she turned what could have been a quietly disappointing moment into a story of communal pride. Fans have different opinions. Some think the support was too intense or put unnecessary pressure on her. Others believe it showed how deeply she has inspired an entire community. Whatever the case, one thing is clear. Eala's journey wasn't haze alone. It became a shared experience that brought joy, pride, reflection, and even debate among those who cheered her on. Growth beyond the scoreboard. Eala's Australian Open exit is a reminder that development in sport and life often comes through discomfort. A loss can serve as a teacher. For a young athlete navigating the pressures of rapid fame, high expectations, and the unrelenting spotlight, moments like these can shape the core of her future success. Rather than shrink from the challenge, she has chosen to lean into it with humility. She spoke of learning from the experience and embracing both the good and difficult parts of her journey. This attitude puts her in rare company, not just as a formidable athlete, but as a thoughtful competitor learning how to balance the inner voice of belief with real-world expectations. Looking ahead, laying foundations for greater heights. While her singles campaign ended early, Eala didn't pack her bags and leave Melbourne. She continued to focus on the tournament by competing in the doubles event, showing a refusal to let one setback define her entire Australian Open experience. More than this year's ranking points or headlines, what stands out most from this chapter is her mental resilience. She chose gratitude over bitterness, growth over surrender, and perspective over pressure. These are the core qualities of champions, not just winners of trophies, but leaders who elevate the game and inspire those around them. Already, she has made history with previous breakthroughs, including becoming the first Filipino ever to win a Grand Slam match at the US Open. Her ascent hasn't just been rapid, it's been meaningful, inspirational, and led with promise. A story of hope. Alex Eala's exit from the Australian Open 2026 shouldn't simply be seen as a loss on paper. It should be celebrated as part of a larger narrative, one of a young athlete reaching new arenas, feeling every emotion fully, and emerging stronger on the other side. From the electric energy of Melbourne Park to the quiet reflection of her social media post, what shines through is her unbroken spirit. A reminder that it's not just about how you fall, but how gracefully and courageously you rise. In every challenge, there's opportunity. For Alex Eala, the Australian Open 2026 was exactly that, an opportunity to grow, to connect with the world, and to deepen the foundation of what promises to be an incredible tennis career. Loss taught her something, and, in the world of sport, that could be the beginning of even greater victories.